Okay, we should be live, but let me check. Making sure I'm good on my Twitch. Sure, I'm good on my Twitch. Yep, I'm good on my Twitch. And we are good on YouTube. So that means we're live. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So how's your day been, man?
Been good. A
Hell
little bit,
Ooh,
a little bit brain not working. Yeah, I
dude, I actually feel
redid
that.
no.
My brain's been just spacey the past day or two. I can't even lie.
Yeah, I had to think too much whenever I was doing, I was changing out some parts on my stream PC, and it just, yeah. Yep. Oh, that just kind of evaporated all my sort of brain power.
No, I feel that. I feel that. They just had me at work today. They just threw me on a brand new department, and it was just a lot of learning on top of just I've been doing a lot to get my channel going to. What's up, Zuku? Nice to see you in the chat again. I really need to get some emotes for my Twitch too, but that's all stuff I'm slowly working on as I get going here.
Yeah, it comes in time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Hell yeah. Drippy, what is up, man? How are you doing? What's the sad face for?
Because he said something before that, but you didn't respond to it.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay, so if you said anything before Drippy, I did not see it. I just recently pulled up chat. I think that's something with the bot I have. I use, what's it called? Streamer bot. Just so I can see both YouTube and Twitch.
Well, I would be remiss if I said to not check out Mix It Up.
Mix it up? Okay. I'll definitely have to give that a look because...
I mean, yeah, I like it. It's pretty robust, but I guess I don't know if it like caches any of the chat.
Yeah, that's honestly that's the main reason I'm using Streamlabs right now is just so I can see both chats at the same time, because.
Well, Mix It Up has that, I guess, that functionality as well.
Okay. Well, if it does, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out because besides that, Streamlabs is really hard to use.
I mean, Streamlabs just has some bloat in it.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff I don't really need, and if Mix It Up will help, yeah, I'm definitely gonna give that a look.
I mean, like you just use like OBS Studio, and then Mix It Up's like a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's just like a program that you run on your computer that like controls a lot of.
So it's just like a plugin.
It's a standalone program, but it like has the chat and then can handle like because I don't know if you use like Stream Elements. I guess Streamlabs kind of also has their alerts and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But you can set it up to do the other. I don't know. It's
okay. And Streamlabs apparently runs harder on your PC too, so that's another thing going against it. By the way, thank you, Drippy. That means a lot. But I think we can go ahead and get started here. What's up? It's your boy Yurgy. We got a special episode here for you today. I got the man, I got the myth, I got the takedown enthusiast, Kowzz. Honestly,
I mean, 6,000 ranked games play. I don't know. I guess I like it a little bit.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I talk to people, they always tell me that you were a pro, and I just believed it because whenever I play you, you play like one of the pros do. Because I have also gone up against the pros occasionally, and you're on my ass just as much as they are. So.
Yeah, I mean, but that's only on takedown maps. Like on the regular maps, I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm not there.
By the way, Death Star, thank you for the subscription. Hey, that means a lot.
That's one of the Splitgate 2 devs.
Yep, he's been religiously watching my build streams, so it's been awesome having him in the chat.
I wonder if he is a bit like one of the map developers for Splitgate 2. He might be. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe.
He is. Yeah. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Death Star, if you want me to say anything, but if you want to say what your position at 1047 is, please put it in the chat. I just don't want to be telling everyone unless you're okay with that. But I'm pretty sure it's public knowledge if I'm correct. I could be wrong.
I mean, I feel it's him, Blaze, Dylan, and I don't know who else. I mean, those are, I guess, I was surprised I was happy to see that he got hired back on.
Blaze. Yeah, no, Blaze's level design's a lot of fun. I have yet to play a map of his that I did not enjoy. So let's get into it with just one of my first questions. This is gonna be a little bit more laid back than when I interviewed Ben, just because I'm not trying to get questions out of you to find out what's going on with Splitgate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I might know like a thing or two more than the average cow, but yeah, no, I'm not. Obviously, I'm not a developer that level designer and game designer.
Yep. Yeah, so he is a level designer, and he has been working on the map creator from my understanding. So, by the way, Garrett, I do want to do an interview with you in the future, so we will be in touch in DMs. So, but enough on Garrett. Let's get back to you because this interview is about Kowzz. I just want to start it with some personal questions to learn a little bit more about you, because I feel like although I know you as a Splitgate guy, I don't really know much about you, and I would like to learn. Let's start with a very basic and a question I think anyone as a gamer should be able to answer. How did you first get into gaming? What was your first console, and what was your first game that you ever played, or you remember playing at least?
I'm pretty sure Nintendo, like the OG Nintendo, was my first console.
Okay.
And what did I play on it? I think it was just like Mario 3, maybe Mario 2.
Sounds about right.
It wasn't Super Mario Brothers because that was the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but I also did play like some Math Mountain on PC. My first PC game, like game.
Yep.
At the ripe age of 7, maybe 8.
That's young.
Was the original Diablo.
Diablo, wow. Your first PC game at 8. That's crazy. To be fair, I think I was like 6 when I first played. It was Mortal Kombat on the GameCube. I might have been a little too young to be playing that, but it was so much fun.
No, definitely played the Mortal Kombats on Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And all that. I mean, yeah, I mean, my name, so the Kowzz, comes from Diablo 2, the secret cow level.
Oh.
If you ever played it, and then like the secret cow level.
I've never played it, so I didn't get into Diablo until it was like super popular, and at that point I played it a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really into this. But I've heard about that because I'm really into game design and Easter eggs, and that's an Easter egg you always hear about. So that's actually great
Yeah.
to know that that's where you got your name from. That's awesome.
Yeah, at one point in time it was Demon Kowzz, but then
Demon
just
Cows?
shortened it a little bit.
No,
Yeah,
I think
but
the shortening of it was a great touch.
yeah. Well, I'm not really much of a demon person, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, like from
You saw the cows, like, they're just like the little evil cows and bardarchies. I can't say it, but yeah.
okay.
And I don't know. I love that about Diablo because like it was just so silly to have like the whole game like being and then like a whole level that's just cows like walking at you that like you had to get word slay, you had to get the Horadric cube and the TP tome, and then
Yes, Bam, we are all hyped for the beta. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to ask, so I came into Splitgate a little bit later into its life cycle, kind of after it saw that whole rise and peak. Honestly, during that time when it was first created and you guys were all first getting into it, I kind of wasn't playing video games at all. I had recently graduated high school and moved out of my parents' place, so I didn't really have a PC to even play on. So it wasn't until a little bit around COVID when I had gotten a PC that was like actually my own that I could play on again. And I just wasn't finding games I liked anymore. Halo didn't scratch the itch. Call of Duty didn't scratch the itch. None of the other FPS games were really doing it for me. And then one day I heard about Splitgate had dropped a map editor, and that's when I got so excited. I'm like, dude, it's like Halo with portals. I remember being in high school when I saw the Portals game come out. I had the same thought that the CEOs had, like, what if we just put Portals into an FPS game? How much fun would that be? And then they came out and made my dream game, and I'm like, I gotta play this. And I hopped on, and I was, dude, immediately hooked. Even though the game was apparently already dead, like it had maybe 1,000 active player base on a good day, or even less than that.
I mean, was it like before or after they announced that they were? I think that would be after they stopped development.
That was before.
On the original Splitgate, or it was before. So
so I actually came in like a year or two before.
I mean, a year or two before. So like when it went to console.
Yes, because the map creator came at the same time. It came a little after console because you had the console hype, and then it was the year after, the January after the hype.
Yeah. That's
when they dropped.
Yeah, it was like 6 months after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was season 1. Yeah, I remember that. I feel like it was, hey, Hockey, 9 days, right?
9 days.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good, dude. The hype for the beta is just... It's good. Don't worry, guys. We are going to talk about the beta. I'm trying to build up to it. We're starting with the less...
some icebreakers.
Yeah, so some icebreakers, kind of getting it going. Then we'll get into the Splitgate and all the juicy stuff, okay? So, as I was saying, I had started playing after you guys saw the Meteoric Rise and Fall when they'd added the map creator. People were saying the game was still dead, but I was hooked. And you were one of the first people I think I remember really seeing, like, consistently streaming and playing, honestly.
Yeah, I think that year, 2021, I put in roughly like 3,100 hours streaming, like throughout that year with Splitgate and other things.
Yeah, because I had just made my first map, and I was going through just looking at the people actually playing the game, because as a map creator, it's cool to make a map, but what's the point of making a map when no one's going to play it?
No one's.
So I then want to see who's playing it. Like, what do they enjoy playing, and how can I start to make maps that these people want to play and kind of get them excited. And that's kind of where I met you, because you were one of those people who were always streaming, always playing, and honestly, you're just a really chill and nice guy, always welcoming people in, and you don't. Weirdly enough,
unless you come in talking crap,
right? Well, yeah. You turned him into a friend in the end too, though.
In the end, yeah.
It takes time.
I mean, yeah, true.
But
oh my gosh. Yeah, so sorry, I'm looking at my achievements to see like. Yeah. So I first started playing August 11th, 2021.
Okay.
And I hit my win 1047 matches October 2nd, 2021.
October 2nd, 2021. Damn.
So like roughly 4 months, right?
Yeah.
After was the 1047 wins.
I spent too much time in custom games and the map creator. I still don't have that achievement. I have over 1,000 hours in game, and I still don't have the 1047 wins. I'm spending too much time messing around and having fun, you know. Where was I going with that next? I lost.
Did you make like any like takedown inspired maps, or like maps that like kind of went towards the I feel like
yes.
I might have played one or two that were like sort of like that speed arena, sort of like just quick movement, quick.
So in fact, my two most popular maps I feel like were very heavily inspired by the takedown maps, and with one of them being just a takedown map itself. Infinity Loop is what the takedown map is called. It basically, as you play it, it looks like an 8 would. And I call it Infinity Loop because the idea is you should be able to portal around
just loop,
just loop around, and I have smaller loops throughout the map as well. So there's different ways to just constantly be looping, and it's just
do a nice portal chain and just like
yes. I do want to try and improve it though, with all the extra hours and time I've spent making maps. With Splitgate 2 coming out, I definitely can see ways where I can improve on that level design to make it even better. Add more
and
loops.
You're probably going to get more tools and different portal wall sizes and maybe launch portals. I mean, I don't know all the stuff that they have planned for that.
If they at least give me one of those jump pads, I can make a makeshift one. That's all I really need.
I think I've heard, I don't know where, but like if you're a California person who enjoys doing water activities, you might like some of the new maps.
Yes, I have heard that too. I've heard a lot of things. Some things I don't want to say to just
right. It's just you don't know like it's gonna be exciting whenever we get to see a lot of this stuff. Like I mean, it's just like stuff that I've heard or whatever, and I don't know how true some of it is or not. But I already know that they're gonna come out with just something that's gonna blow us all away, because like that's kind of what they always do.
I mean, they've already done that with bringing the map editor and all these maps and modes just to the beta launch, and they've already teased other things that we can talk about because it's not in any NDA, like the mechs. They've been teasing this whole mech thing, and I don't know what they're going to be doing with that. Can we see some mechs in Splitgate, like Splitgate Titanfall crossover? Question mark. I don't know. So they keep teasing a lot of these different cool ideas, and it's exciting, honestly. I'm just excited to see where they go with Splitgate, but to be honest, it's such a solid base of a game. You can do almost anything you want.
That's what I feel like really it's kind of leading up to, is it's kind of like a sandbox FPS.
Yes.
Where like if you have like the right, I guess, ability to make game modes and you can really tailor it, then you can really make a game that has modes that, again, like maybe the devs haven't really thought of, or variations. Because what I have heard is that the beta it really still is very much a beta.
Yes.
Like they're going to be testing things out and trying to really find what rule sets and everything work the best.
That's what
casual play, competitive play.
That's what I've been hearing too. Like the beta test for however long it's running, we don't know yet. It could be a month. It could be 3 months. Up in the air still.
It could be at least until October, because Ian did say before November.
Before November.
we'll expect to launch.
So we have until at least October 31st to get the launch. But
spooky.
But if I'm going to be honest, I'm thinking around a month to 3 months, because that gives them time to do some serious testing and balancing. I'm thinking the 3-month mark, because if you look, they had there was some sort of launch on August 25th. I forgot what launch it was.
That was the that's whenever they went to season 0.
Yes. So
for the original, because I do remember that.
Yes, and I have a feeling it lines up almost too perfectly with the 3-month mark from when they're launching the beta, that might be when they're going to do the launch again. It's on a Monday too, which would be like a weekly update. So
yeah. Well, I mean, so we do know the monthly content drops / monthly. Honestly, I think that is such a smart way to monetize.
Yes.
It's like, number one, you're getting monthly content. That's amazing.
Huge.
Like that's crazy. Huge. Especially for arena shooters. I feel like you like that sort of stuff really,
even if it's just a community mode and maps for that month, that is still a month of content that you normally wouldn't get. And that's huge.
Yeah, and then also the fact that it's priced at $5. Like, I mean, I feel like most people can afford $5 a month. Like, and if you think about like a battle pass being $15 for 3 months, you're like, But you space that out $5 each month, you're like, whatever.
$5, why not?
I'll do that.
Even then, even if you don't get a battle pass one of those months, it's not like you're locked out of the content that's coming.
Oh yeah.
You just won't get some
100%.
skins. And for I know a lot of people, it's like you get the skins you like, and then you're good. You don't need to collect every single skin.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing that's super great about it, is that the way they're monetizing it is literally pure cosmetics. It's not like you're getting a gun with this attachment that's level 60 that you normally have to play through with this gun that really sucks a lot until you get to that point.
Also,
Call of Duty.
What? You're not wrong on that. Call of Duty is one of the most predatory monetization schemes in modern gaming, easily. Like, they keep saying, oh, we're going to get better, guys. We're going to get better. And then they come back with if you guys don't play our game and buy stuff, we might not make another one. It's like, what is going on here?
I don't know. But yeah,
I'm excited for all the content we're going to get. One thing I would love to see is a future campaign of some sort. I've talked with a lot of the other map builders about this. What do you think about possibly doing a roguelike campaign for Splitgate? Have you ever tried out roguelikes? Yeah?
Yeah, I played a few. I played a lot of them. I really like them.
Okay.
Like, I mean, Dead Zone Rogue is definitely like one of the newer ones that's come out that pretty good. But I don't know if you've played, or again, I should just show you like my recently played list. But
no, because to be honest, I didn't even hear about them till I talked to Valkyrie about it. I don't know if you know Valkyrie, but he was the first person to introduce me to roguelikes, and just the whole gameplay loop of them. It works so well in an FPS game, especially in arena shooter FPS, because you need a campaign that's actually replayable. and that's hard to get with your classic campaign. Like, the only way you're going to get people to replay your classic campaign is doing challenges and speedruns. Where the roguelike, it naturally lends itself to just playing a couple more rounds to then get maybe a line of story that you didn't get before.
Yeah, like, have you played RoboQuest or? I mean, I think like what
Quest.
there's one that is definitely.
I think there was one
escaping me right now.
It's called Wild Bastards. I think was
the
one.
I have played that one.
Yeah, that was the one I was looking at more, because if it's gonna be translate to Splitgate, I think that one has more of the feel that Splitgate would have. I don't know. It's just an idea I have, because I really think that Splitgate would make for a really good campaign.
Yeah, I guess it would be interesting, because I guess you would just have like AI that you'd have a variety of. But
the main problem right now is I don't feel like the AI they currently have would be able to deal with that. You know, like, they would definitely have to work on their AI, unless they have something I don't know about. Again, I've done minimal testing. I know Kowzz probably have seen more and heard more than I have. It's just from what I've touched, the AI might not be able to do it yet. If it is, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and sorry, I was thinking of Risk of Rain. I don't know.
Yes, I've played Risk of Rain before.
Yeah.
Some of my buddies definitely dragged me into that game.
Yeah, I mean, well, some of the AI is pretty. I got beamed like across the map after I took one shot on the 8v8v8, and I was like peeking from an off angle, like on top of a building, like barely seeing, and then I just get like drilled by 4 bots like nearly instantly. I was just like, okay.
Yep. That is the problem with AIs in campaign. It can just be hard. You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's not easy. Like, even when you look at the old school campaigns, the AI just was not the best, honestly. That leads into another topic that I would love your opinion on, and just get your thoughts on what your vision of what it would be. A horde mode. How do you see a horde mode being implemented into Splitgate?
I mean, so if you ever played the infected mode or whatever, where I guess you could. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I've played Left 4 Dead. I've played a lot of those, and I feel like it would have to be a bit more community driven, like getting like the.
I definitely agree with that. Like, if that's gonna work, it's gonna have to come from the community first. But I just think it'd be a lot of fun if done right.
Like with like a survival.
Yeah, like you have some sort of survival mechanic, maybe some sort of economy. So when you get kills, or you do some sort of barricading like they have in COD Zombies, you're able to gain money to then spend on weapons. Maybe you can spend it on shield, like all the number of different things.
Right, like being able to spend it on like a weapon, or like, I guess like you could technically have tiered weapons in that sense of where like you could just have them more powerful versions of the existing ones or whatever. Like, you could have, I don't even know. Like, I if you played in the 8v8v8 mode, sometimes, I don't know if you saw like the golden guns that would spawn that had all the attachments on them or whatever.
They basically made the base gun into a power.
Yeah.
Well, kinda,
Or
but
so. Yeah, I mean, like, unless it was the Charger shotgun, then it was already a power weapon.
then it was already a power weapon. You're not wrong.
Yeah, then it was like the best power weapon. It was
Uh,
just a long range railgun.
I heard you were talking
railgun.
on your stream that they did some balancing to that. Can you talk about that?
Oh no, I mean, I again, I wanted to play a lot more in the closed test, but I did. It was Mother's Day and all that. But so I got to play some, and I used a bunch of different guns.
Yeah.
And yeah, like using it, I think I might have gotten one shot with it, but it was headshot. Like it was, I don't know. It was. It seemed like the range on it was significantly lowered, and like that's
the huge part. You don't want to just be able to beam people from like 10 feet out with a shotgun.
Well, the best clip I have that shows what a problem it is like we were playing the like this bomb defusal one or firecracker, and Dweeb portaled onto us, and with one shot he collided 2 of us, and with the next shot he collided 2 more.
Yeah, that's a power weapon at that point, you know?
Yeah, right. And it was like just, and it was instantaneous. Like,
yep.
I don't know. I think they lowered like the charge time.
Yeah, I think they lowered
increased the charge time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
but it also kind of felt like a lot of the guns might have had like their. Just in general, it felt like the kill time was a little bit slower.
Yeah.
And I think that's like to like have like the same sort of damage output without making it so that it's one-shot shotguns.
Yeah.
And again, that's kind of what I felt, but I don't have any numbers or any backing on that.
No, and even for those of us who played the whole time, it was only a 4-hour play test. You can really only learn so much in 4 hours. It was more just they wanted to push the tech limits.
Takedown.
Yep. They wanted to
tech limits.
Tech limits, and they did want to test takedown as well. There was a couple new maps we got to test, which were honestly they were a treat. Did you miss those?
No, I missed all of it. And
oh God.
Oh good. No, it sucks because I don't know. Anyways,
thank you, Assassin, for hopping in the chat. No, so I actually did get to play Takedown with Phoenix, and I'm trying to remember we switched between Hunter Killer and someone else while we were playing, but I got a chance to play. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 Takedown maps that they tested, so we know for sure there's gonna be 4 Takedown maps at least at beta launch, so that's good. There was, of course, Simulation Charlie, which if you've played Splitgate 1 before, you've played Splitgate Charlie. They really didn't change a whole lot. From what I played, it felt like it was slightly, like, they widened the lanes a bit.
It was a little bit more open.
Yeah, which was needed, I will admit. I felt like a lot of Splitgate 1 maps suffered from being underscaled. But then there were 3 brand new takedown maps that we've never seen before. One was Face Down, one was Mosh Pit, and the other one, I'm trying to remember. Do you know what the name of the other one was? No.
Eden? I don't know.
No, it's not Eden.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the third, honestly. That's on anyone in chat who's listening, if you're at the playtest, let me know what the name of the third one is. I got Face Down and I got Mosh Pit so far. But out of the 3 new ones, I heard that Mosh Pit was definitely a fan favorite for sure. It weirdly had the most complex layout, although it really wasn't that complex. Like, you had your spawn points, you had your way down into mid, you had a lane that went out into 2 lanes that went up, and then you had the base on the other side that did the same exact thing. I was able to learn it in 1 match. But it was a lot of fun. They had launch portals out on the side that launch right back into the middle, just like Eden has. So that was a lot of fun to use. Yeah, no. These takedown maps, I feel like in Splitgate 2 are going to bang. They are good. They are really good.
Well, I mean, so I'm pretty sure Blaze made all the simulation maps.
That doesn't surprise me.
In the first one, and so I feel like he's definitely actually, grown as a.
India was made, the very last one that was added was made by Sam Malone, who's the current head level design. So I do know not all the takedown maps were Blaze, but most of them were.
Yeah, I think he might have blocked some of them. I don't know. Like I know that he said that he like one day he wanted to work like all the way through the alphabet, doing all the simulation maps. But I feel like he's I mean, as we all learn and grow and get more experience, that like I'm sure he's learned some of the things that like really what made them favorite maps for people or whatever, like what made Charlie so great. Because like it really, it's not the most complicated map in the world, but it's just like by the angles that you can take, the portal wall placement,
side lanes, like it just adds a level of complexity that keeps it like interesting game after game, because it's something about the psychology of it when you're making a map where when you are able to keep it that simple but add in that complexity, no matter what you do in a game, there's always going to be a counterplay to that move, which then it adds that beautiful dance of the map, and it's what makes the map truly come alive.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you don't understand how badly I wanted to play with the new, like, because like being able to place your portals over someone's versus like having to throw a nade and wait, or like being able to portal block,
like not only that, the changes to moving a friendly's portal. Here, 1 second. I need to change my lighting.
Not getting portal blocked by a teammate.
And you can move their, instead of when you put your portal up, instead of getting rid of their portal, it just moves it. Which is
which was a Benjamin edition, I believe.
Yes.
He worked on a lot of the code for that.
Where is? Okay, that's whatever.
No, that's also just a great feature. I don't know. Whenever I first heard about like that happening, or with like the portals, like no portal nades, like your portals, would replace. I was kind of like,
same.
I don't know. But then played with it, and then it's just like you no longer have to worry. Like if someone is portal peeking you from a long distance, you can just override it.
Yep.
And like it's not like you have to really huck a nade, hope it hits just right. And then like you're not getting randomly portal blocked by a portal that you cannot see at all.
Yep.
Because of the angle that you have. Like I don't know. Getting spawn trapped by portals, making it so that you're just dead in the water is a very good feeling.
Yes, I agree. One thing on that though, I would like to see either improved on a bit or just expanded on, because I know they already have the sand grenade that can portal block. I feel like they need to have equipment or some sort of abilities that could still do that as a game mechanic, because I do feel like it can add to depth of gameplay when it's used intentionally.
It's like a cool. You're kind of running out of buttons sometimes, but I could see that being like a useful like a equipment piece that like maybe it's like a universal piece that all the factions could use or whatever, but it would just take up that slot.
Yeah, currently right now though, only Nebraska is able to portal block with the sand grenade, and even then, unless you're someone like you who is a higher level player and constantly playing against those kind of people, it's hard for me to decide when I need to actually use that grenade, because I'm not always going up against the people who are portaling enough for it to even be worth it.
Be effective. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's also one thing I'm noticing is the lower levels, they just don't think it's good at all, because for them, there's
Right.
there's not much use.
Right. I can see that.
Eevee.
Yeah. So okay, I've got a question for you though, from
Okay.
a map builder perspective, like because I know that I feel like sometimes like you're kind of limited in where you can place spawn points because you want to be by a portal wall, right? Like you
Yes.
have to
You at
be
least
able
want to
to,
be within a couple steps of one. Yes.
right?
Uh,
Like what if like when you spawned you had a portal that spawned beside you that would like go away after 2 seconds or whatever, or like
just
you
to
go
give you a
through it
chance to
and then
throw a
to
portal up. Okay.
yeah, and then just go through or whatever. And so then I feel like that would really open up the amount of places that you could place spawn points while still not being just stuck in no man's land, sort of thing. Because like, was it bypass?
Bypass has definitely some
Some
portaling problems
yeah.
that I hope they fix before the beta comes
Yeah,
out.
like you spawn out by those like the
Just the
I don't
corner.
even know, like the picnic park,
Yes.
yeah, the park
Yes.
benches or whatever, and you're just
Yes.
like,
Just where
guess
where
I'll
do I
die
go,
now.
man?
Rip me.
No, I think it was
Yeah.
Zax Max who had made a post about that. Actually, he had placed spots on the map where
Mm-hmm.
portals should be placed, and I'm looking at the map. I'm like, why aren't there any portals there to start with? Those seems like just it's in the middle of nowhere. I've updated the spawns on bypass since then. What about the portal pass, please?
Yeah, I think that that's definitely like one of those that.
Feel
Well,
free to
like
grill me on the layout.
I mean, I think that it's maybe meant to be more accessible to people who don't portal as much because it's
Yeah.
very long portal lines that you can do. It's
I
not like a bunch of
think
portal chains.
that's what they were going with some of the maps is they did want some more just casual friendly maps where you don't have to be a heavy portaler to still do good, which I can definitely
Mm-hmm.
understand that. And I still heard people saying bypass was one of their favorite maps, so it's definitely not bad level design at all. I just know that for people
Right.
who like their portaling around maps, it doesn't feel as good. You know, it just
Yeah. There's definitely times where like you go to portal and you're like, there's not a portal wall there.
yep.
Like,
Yep.
or you just like feel like
I
at the
definitely
spawn, like behind where one of the points is.
yep.
There's like a portal wall on one side, and then like right behind, but it's just like a kind of like little alcove that it's like a storefront or something. I
Yeah.
can't completely remember. And you're just like, this would be kind of a nice place to portal from.
I think I know
But
exactly where you're
but,
talking about too.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
but at the same time, like it kind of makes it so that you have some hard cover that you can be behind that you're not going to get portaled on.
yes.
So like, yeah, just want like maybe like one-way portals. It's like you cannot portal on here as an enemy, but they can. I don't know.
Oh,
That would be.
that actually will. That's a question we're gonna have to throw at Ben. I think.
I think that would be possible. Yeah, I don't know. I
Maybe
mean, I don't know
possible.
how it would be
Like
coded.
it would just be the portals in spawns, so that way the enemy team can't just freely portal right into your spawn, but
Right.
you could portal away.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because I feel like that's one of the worst feelings in Splitgate was like number one, being completely outgunned by them having every single like power weapon,
yeah.
and then getting spawn trapped, and then not having any place to put a portal because you're portal blocked and you're like sitting in Oasis Tower,
Yep.
and you're just like, I don't know, again,
Oh,
or maybe not again, but
I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but I want you to think about how Ozone looks and think about how Oasis looks and plays. Don't you see a resemblance within the maps? Like they took the identity of Oasis a bit, but then shrunk it down and made it feel like more of a Splitgate map.
I can kind of see that, except for like there's no easy like back wall to portal to.
I think that's partially of them just trying to fix a lot of the problems that they had in their first maps, because that big billboard just to portal into the back of a spawn, it's not good level design. Let's be honest, like, people don't enjoy that. It may be fun when you're just playing and messing around for a bit, but after a while it definitely gets old. But and you can tell they
definitely.
Oh, not to leak the script, but one of our goals was to try and encourage more head-on combat.
So, like, less portaling into their spawn and then hunting them down from behind, which I think for most players, or like not even casual, but like
just most
to like a middle skill level, they definitely like. I mean, at the higher levels, I think that there's a lot of portal blocking or like route kind of clamping that they would do to kind of
because at the higher levels you're all portaling at the same speed,
right?
So
and you're just wanting to get the power weapons. You don't really care about their spawn.
Exactly. You guys are all portaling so fast. There is no portaling behind someone because they're going to portal there just as fast as you are. Where when you are at more that mid to casual level, there's different ranges of people who portal. You could have someone who could portal really fast, but then can't shoot to save their life. Or you have someone who is a god at shooting, but they can't portal at all. So it just, you got to find a way to be able to make those people still feel good on the maps too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess whenever I think about bypass, I definitely see like the more head-on fights or whatever, like, because they're really just like the way that it's designed and the flow of it is more towards like certain focal points, and you can portal quickly on it. Like, I mean, I remember whenever picking up the split ball, and I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 portals, which you can do pretty quickly if like you're
if you're good at
like
portaling.
It's not like a straight portal chain like you would see on like Bravo or Charlie or whatever. Like, you actually have to aim a bit between each one. But yeah, I was able to. It was like maybe like 3 seconds to get from one spawn to the other. Like with that, but I mean, it's like one of those that the majority of players I don't think are gonna be doing that. It's just like whenever I think Chinzo had like a video that showed like him portaling around, wherever. It's like, yeah, that's one person, but no one else in this game is gonna be doing that. Like,
no, there's a handful of people who actually portal at that level, and
I mean, I don't even like Chinzo is just up there. Like, I'd say Chinzo, like Jalen with a bat, absolute terror. But yeah, like I don't know. And like I guess some people can portal that fast, but they don't do it with a purpose or with like any advantage really gained. They're just like kind of sometimes.
Yep.
Like, no offense to some of the racers, but they definitely do that. They have their portal chains, and they just
because I've played against some of those people who are trying to like climb the ranks and be really good. And then they'll ask to 1v1 me, and I'm not someone who's ever going to say no to 1v1, even though I normally don't win. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the best player. I'm okay. I can hold my own. I can get a couple kills. I will not win. I will never win. But I remember...
Yes, you will. You will win some of the time.
Some of the times, man.
I believe.
But there's this, it was this, like, 15 or 16-year-old Fortnite kid who had just picked up, Splitgate, and he was portaling around maps like a madman. It was actually crazy. His aim wasn't terrible because he did play on roller, and people who normally play on controller don't have terrible aim. Sometimes.
Well, no. I mean, that's interesting. Is portaling so fast on controller?
Yes. No, that was the crazy
portal is
part.
Controller is definitely harder to.
He was on controller portaling like he was on M&K, which was the nutty part.
I mean, it just depends on, because like again, there's like certain portal chains that you can do that it's like very minimal aiming between each portal, And that, yeah.
Yes, and that's
but
what
it's very predictable.
Very predictable. And when I was 1v1ing him, I don't have the reaction time to be able to constantly be turning and portaling as fast as he is. But I know the maps enough, and I know how to portal block to where I could lock down the key routes, and then he's left just like, what do? I can't find him. I can't get to him. It's like, yeah, like you can't just do the simplest portal routes constantly and be able to just get those kills all the time. Like, it only gets you so far. You still have to be able to know the map, move.
Portaling with a purpose.
Portaling with a purpose. You need to know where you're going and why. And the best players, they do that. They portal around super fast, but with a purpose. And yeah, and I notice a lot of the people, they just don't do that. They're just portaling around into madness.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like to me, yes. There's like different levels of players, and it's like the people who just dabbling into portals, and then the people that really learn them and find them out and are like, ooh, and they just portal everywhere. And like they're the people that will like portal behind someone whenever they already had a shot on them, but they're like, no, I gotta keep portaling, and it's just like,
why?
And then
why?
Yeah,
no,
and then you learn the off angles and all that.
Yeah. I definitely had like a much slower learning curve coming in because I came in from playing Halo a lot. So I was more focused on just walking around using the jetpack and stuff. And then I slowly would pick up on the portals, started to learn how to portal camp a bit. Then I learned portal routes. Then I actually learned how to triple portal efficiently. And it was just slow, but it's satisfying because you reach that new goal. You're like, oh, wow, I can do all this now.
The biggest thing that helped me with portal speed is putting my portals on my mouse. Makes a world of difference.
So I'm going to ask you this because you said you started playing on Nintendo, right? So you started on controller, although you went to probably MNK at a young age.
Early. Yeah. Yep.
So I've been playing controller since I was a kid. I'm 25, going to be 26 soon. What can I do to pick up MNK? Because it is a struggle, I swear.
One second. Like to answer, I guess Fleetus's question about who they should follow. I would say that we'll be streaming when Splitgate 2 comes out. Yeah, Robos is good. I haven't seen Yeti play in a little while. Robos is a chill guy.
Yeti's been streaming a little bit, but not that often. I think he might start more once Splitgate 2 comes. I know Micavelli once Splitgate 2 comes. That's always a good one.
Yeah. Mike's good to watch. I would say again, like if you want to see like the people that are like really like the highest tier and will portal with purpose would be like Suppress, though he's not for everyone, and Shinzo. Like those two, I think that they're going to be streaming a bit. I mean, if Cage Rules is streaming, definitely. Like he has like a very I guess like how do you say it? Like a more cerebral approach to games or whatever. Like he thinks through them more than just kind of like based on all reaction and all sorts of things. Like he definitely.
I've definitely noticed that there are two different kind of Splitgate players. You have the very chilled and relaxed ones who are able to just calmly go through their portal routes like it's nothing, and then you got the ones
like Zax.
Yes. And then you got the ones who have ADHD and it feels like they got too much energy and they're just going around like they're about to, I don't know. It's crazy how these people play, but they're good too. They're able to keep track of the fast movements and the, I call ADHD gameplay because it's just cracked. It's just completely cracked.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of spatial awareness.
Yeah, I've noticed that too because you'll get into flows where you just know where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing
Wait,
oh, I'm sorry, go.
no, yeah. You're saying like how to get better on M and K.
Oh yes,
And I
MK,
was gonna, I
please.
mean, so obviously doing like aim trainers or whatever will always help, but I would say being between like 30 and 50 centimeters is also helpful because I think a lot of people play on really, really, really high sensitivities,
Okay.
and it just makes it hard to be consistent. Like it's gonna be a little bit more tiring moving your arm around as much,
Yep.
but like if you want consistency that you kind of need in some of these games, especially when you're going up against controllers and aim assist and all that, because
Yep.
it's kind of like if you're not shooting a certain percentage, because like I had to work on my aim
Yeah.
in the original Splitgate. Like I bumped up my sensitivity. I made it so that like it was easier to be consistent because yeah, you go up against someone like Hypnos and you might get like one shot, two shots to miss,
That's
and
it.
you're dead.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah,
that's
like
what I'm
that's
used
all you
to
have.
because like I grew up playing Halo, and for a little bit I had joined a Halo org actually, and I was just training to be a competitive Halo player. You're getting into those SWAT lobbies. You don't even get to miss a shot. You either hit your
Mhm.
shot or you die, and that's it.
Mhm.
And even then it gets to a point where you're getting into such good lobbies. It's not even if you hit your shot, it's how fast you can
You
get
need
it.
to hit the yeah.
Yeah, and it's very intense
Get
in
your
that
three
case.
taps.
Get your 3 taps, and that's something I really do pride myself on, especially since I play controller. If I'm gonna play controller, I should be very consistently getting 3 taps. If you're not,
Mhm.
just start practicing on MNK at that point. Put your controller down. It's not worth even using it. I swear, if you can't 3 tap on a controller, you should just be using an MNK.
Yeah, I'm thinking like so. I would say that on controller streamers that I or controller players that I know that I think stream sometimes like Visions, Hypnos, and Grad. I think Grad plays like a little bit higher sense, but like it's
Yeah,
just like the positioning that you have to have
yeah,
whenever you're playing on controller is so much more vital.
crucial.
Like you have to like
Yes.
really predict where people are going to come from and
So,
all that to
uh,
yeah.
your crosshair positioning on controller, like you have to learn that
Hmm.
from day one, or like ingrain it. Always have your crosshairs at like right about here,
Hmm.
because you never want it higher because that's actually harder to get your headshots with, and you don't want it lower because then you're never going to actually get your headshot. You put it like right around throat, and normally with that you have enough reaction time too to then sway it up and down
Hmm.
depending on where people are. Another thing I know for controller players that helps, especially on Splitgate with the portaling, you have to have your horizontal sensitivity a lot higher than your vertical, because it
Hmm.
allows you to still turn and do the portaling while making sure you're not over adjusting up and down. But yeah, I think I want to. If you're okay with it, we're gonna do one more question before we go ahead and open it up to chat to see if they
Hmm.
have any questions for you. Um,
Hmm.
my main question for you is, what are you most excited for coming into the Splitgate 2 beta?
What am I most excited for? I mean, there's a lot to be excited for. The game being up for 24 hours a day.
Yep,
Gotta take advantage of that. Um,
yep, that's awesome.
I, I'm really excited to see those takedown maps and
Oh,
also see if I can, yeah, give
hit
some
them
input
duels.
onto like really like nail down the rule set for like what
Yes,
would make takedown like the most competitive and viable
I
because
I'm excited for you guys to be doing that, because I know it's going to take people like you to really be pushing the game to see what is actually acceptable and what is too much. And or not enough.
So I was talking to Akuvo for a bit because I mean, again, he knows that I love takedown, and he was like, "What? You didn't get to play it?" And like we were just talking about like the rule sets or whatever, and I didn't even know this, but in the original Splitgate, like your kills lower the team timer, like the overall team timer.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Like I know that when you're dead, it lowered it, but I didn't realize that it actually lowered it while you were alive getting kills. And I guess it's because like generally like
you don't notice it, but I think they did a better job.
And there's no timer showing. Yeah,
they did a better job with the UI this time, where it actually shows the time coming off or being added on, and it makes it so you know everything that's happening.
Right, you're like, okay, if I die this time, what's my respawn timer gonna be? It's like, well, because it was always great whenever like you died for the first time, it's like 18-second respawn. You're like, what? What's been going on, team?
Exactly. No, they've made a lot of quality changes with takedown. I feel like I think some people were worried about how the abilities were gonna work in takedown. I personally felt like it didn't really affect gameplay in a negative way. It kind of just felt like a game of takedown to me with just some abilities, you know?
Yeah, like it's just like a little bit of extra flair to it. Like
just,
and I feel like that's like the strength of the strength of it is like, for the most part, other than I guess like the sticky grenade, you're not really getting kills, or like you're it's providing like a little bit of advantage here or there, maybe like some quicker health regen or whatever else, but like it's not like you're. And even like the ultimates, I feel like are still, or whatever. I don't know what you want to call. I don't know what they're like. The big ones, like the Meridian scan, or
technically we have equipment, and then we have our abilities. So the abilities are the ults.
Okay. Yeah, like those don't feel like like all of a sudden you're getting auto aim, or you're getting like suspended, can see everyone through the walls, whatever. Like at least like you have to scan them. Like they don't feel overwhelming.
Yep, exactly.
And so the only thing that I was worried about for takedown and all that was shotguns. Because if you can like one shot with them like pretty consistently or easily, then like
honestly, from my experience,
it really makes like turtling pretty. Yeah.
I was gonna say from my experience, they actually sized up the maps enough to where shotguns aren't oppressive. Like they're useful, especially for someone who can portal around, but it's not oppressive at all. Like especially if you know how to position yourself on the map as someone who doesn't use a shotgun. You're unlikely to just get like surprised with someone just putting a shotgun straight into your face, unless you're just that unaware.
Yeah, and it also seemed like they worked on like the blind angles. Like Bravo had a lot of like spots where like you couldn't really portal into it, and especially with portal blocking, and
like the cubbies,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Or like, well, because sometimes people would just sit and spawn.
Yep.
And since it's like those like hard 90-degree angles, if they portal blocked it, like you'd have to throw a nade, and then maybe like you have a portal there, but then it's just like there's no way really for them to be exposed. Like they just had
they could just camp
ways of ingress that they could
walk
right.
Yep.
Right. And there wasn't, and I think that they learned from that to not have as many like blind sort of like 50-50 peaks, if you want to call it like that.
What I've noticed is instead of worrying about people just being able to hide in spawn, they've done a good job of just making it harder for people to get into the enemy team spawn within just a couple portals. They actually make you work to get to the spawn instead of just popping in behind and being hello. But you can't camp in there either. There's still portals to get into spawn and do what you need to do. And Machu said abilities honestly didn't do anything because 90% of the games finished before you could use them. And I think he's talking about takedown. And he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like the matches were going so fast at times that you.
I mean, threes would definitely,
Yeah.
like, really. I imagine that they could go quickly, especially if you don't have people that are like super familiar with like kind of like staying alive sometimes to like
Mm-hmm.
extend out a thing or whatever else. Like some people might just be portaling into fight, but yeah, I don't know. I guess all that to say, I'm really excited to play Takedown again, to see more people like see the mode and enjoy it, and I'm also excited to see
Yes.
what is going to be done with the map maker and like what all we can do, because obviously custom games are coming. Why have a map maker if you can't have custom games? Like, what are you going to do? Just
Ian actually turned the playtest Q&A. He confirmed custom games will be there in the beta launch, so
yeah,
there is no question. Like it's gonna be there.
yeah.
We're gonna have it, guys. Don't worry. That also means community tournaments too. As soon as we can,
Mm-hmm.
like those will be there. Like we're gonna be doing everything we can as a
Super
community.
customs.
Super customs are gonna come as soon as we can, guys. Like it may not be the first week because we do want to give you guys time to like play the normal game and like enjoy that, but
And also, I mean, y'all are figuring out the new tools and everything, because I met like, I just it. I don't even know. I wonder. I'm really curious about the map size and like asset count and all that sort of stuff that's going to be available.
so I might know some
But
stuff,
I
but I
mean,
can't really say anything. So
right.
I'm
I
just
know.
gonna I'm
I
just gonna
believe
leave it
that
right there.
I think I've heard that maybe some people who are good with maps have done some fun stuff, but
I've heard a similar thing too.
I don't know. I don't know.
Same. I
Time
don't
will
know.
tell.
We're just gonna have to wait and see what we get on the beta launch. You know.
Yeah,
With that
definitely
though,
not before the beta launch.
I will be speed building my takedown map Infinity Loop the day
Mm.
it launches. Literally, I took off work just so as soon as servers go up, I can be streaming that build because I am so excited to learn the map editor and get my first map made. Because I am not one of those people, believe it or not, who has already made anything. So this is part of why
Oh,
I've been talking, and as much as I have been, I feel as free as possible to talk.
that's fair. Well, I also have not been making.
Of course not, Kowzz,
I don't
but
even know.
honestly,
I
Kowzz,
made like
if you want,
one map. That was
I
bad.
I could do something with you, and I could get you a custom map. I'm not sure when. I do have a lot of projects planned, but we'll have to see on
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I don't know. My mind when it comes to like map creation, I can just again I can play on a map and I can see where like I guess positives are, but like when it actually comes to planning it out, like drawing it out, all that sort of stuff, like nope.
I feel
I
that
don't know
though.
any of like that sort of design stuff to like
I feel like it takes a certain level of madman to be able to come
cattle
up
map.
with level designs. Cattle map. We could make it a mini game. I could find a way to make that work.
Just yeah, have all the AI be like little cows with pitchforks or BFBs coming at you.
Right? That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Or just have the
But
enemy team do that.
or melee only, and then you have like the king cow has a BFB.
I'm gonna open it up to chat, guys. If you have any questions for either me or Kowzz, please go ahead and leave it in the chat. Until they leave some questions, let's just chat a little bit more, I guess. So what about takedown? Like, are there any changes that you're worried about? Like any balancing problems that you're seeing?
The shotgun was the one that I was a little bit worried about,
Okay.
but like you said, it seems like the positioning and like because on hotel, right,
Yeah.
there's like those cubbies that you are forced into like a really close encounter, or delta, like that cubby
Yep.
that you have
Have to.
to, like, you can't, there's no portals in there, like you have to run in there.
Yep.
Like that's was kind of one of my worries.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's like a little bit of counterplay if you have like the grenade on the No, okay. I swear, if they add flashbangs, I will cry. I hate flashbangs in so many games.
I mean, they
Like people
have
that
the
just like
shock disc,
spam.
which isn't quite. It's not a flashbang, but it's a stun.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying. Yeah,
It's a little
but
annoying,
it's
but
not.
yeah.
You have to hit someone with it. You can't just like
Head and nod,
huck it
yeah.
and then like it just like be like somewhere random. Like playing the finals and someone just has a bunch of flashbangs or whatever. The
Yep.
worst experience. Like I just can't. I don't want
Yep.
to play the game
Yep. No,
because it's just like
I agree.
anywhere on the screen you're just
I'd rather
I
be
don't know.
stunned, yeah, than be flashed. Because at least when I'm stunned, I have a chance to look back and shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
spam it.
2v2.
What do you guys think about 2v2? I loved ranked 2v2 DM in Domination in Splitgate 1,
That's
even though I get
a
3v3.
deathmatch.
Deathmatch. It makes 3v3 makes sense, too, since there are 3 classes. Do you have anything for that?
I think that there. I mean, I think it really comes down to the popularity of the game if it can support like
Yeah, I think
ranked 2v2 because they did have 2v2 v2 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 or like
no, they had
4 sets of twos. Yeah.
in the alpha they actually had a duos, whereas a 2v2.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
I felt
Oh
like
yeah,
it was
and
fun.
just yeah.
But the main problem you have with doing those kind of modes is you're starting to split your player base a little too much at that point, and then it gets hard to find games. So if the player base is there to fill that, I definitely know that you'll see it. But if they don't have the player base to fill it, it's just gonna hurt to have it. You know,
Yeah.
it'll most likely be in customs. Of course, we're always gonna have the customs to be able to play those modes, but we need a player base if it's gonna be in matchmaking.
Or like ranked modes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like so
especially
like
for ranked.
the reason why I believe it was removed was again lower player base, but also like they found that most people that were playing it were just like playing on a main account and queuing with a Smurf or something like that, and it was just like people just like boosting and all that sort of stuff, like versus very few people.
Actually,
Like not saying that like they didn't actually play it and enjoy it, but it's just that seemed to be like what their numbers were saying. I believe. Again, it's been a while. I've slept a couple times. But
will there be a theater or replay system even if you were bamboozled and backstabbed one before while we were covering each other? So, I actually did get an answer on this from Ben. There will be no replay system for the foreseeable future. It's not on Splitgate. There's nothing they can really do. It's the system they're using. They have to wait for the system, the company that runs the system they're using.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's Unreal that needs to really make the changes to their system so that way they can then add it to the game. So I do know if that change were to come in the future, they will add it, but until that change comes, like there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, like they really want to have it, but like right now it's just like it's not even close to like a 1-to-1 replay or whatever that it's not even worth having sort of thing. Like it's just like I don't know if you've seen some of the Splitgate 1 things where it's just like does not match up at all to like what's happening. Like it's pretty much kind of like that, but all the time.
Although for the theater mode, I don't know if they might still be able to do that because all you need to be able to do is save the replay from the game, and then you can go back and do your theater mode. That would be nice to get. I haven't noticed any portal kill spots like the one on Olympus that floats way out on the side. I haven't gotten to play at all yet. So Texas Tickler, you actually bring up a really good point. I haven't seen any portal kills at all. And that's something I'd love to see on maps. How do you feel about that?
You can, but you have to use the portal.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Well, that's like the only. I mean,
that doesn't count.
To me, they're gimmicky. They're always kind of gimmicky.
They are,
and
100%.
For the most part, most players aren't just gonna charge through a random portal. especially now that you can just place it over in general. But
I mean, you'd be surprised how many portal kills I've gotten and just how fun it is. Okay, you cannot put a
no,
price
I mean,
on fun.
I get that. I guess it's just kind of like
It's a silly
portal is like
gimmick.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But do you know like on Forbidden where it has that portal kill spot in like the middle of the map?
Yeah.
I feel like you could throw
Or
those.
Foregone.
Yeah, foregone. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, or you could do it or on Abyss underneath the bridge, or I mean, I guess there are some spots that you. I guess Foregone has like multiple because you could also do it like on the side and
yeah.
have someone run through and then jump. I mean,
I just feel like you could do something like the foregone cage where it doesn't affect gameplay at all unless you decide to go out of your way to interact with it, like a little Easter egg.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it definitely could. I guess like whenever I think about like forcing a portal kill or whatever, like because like if someone's on a portal floor, then you can put it underneath them and force it. But like,
but that's hard to do at high levels. That's a completely casual thing to do.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like the only place that I can think of that has that and a point is there is High Wind and portaling people off of that one spot. But like, I mean, I'm not against it.
Okay.
And I guess the map makers could definitely like add that in like a spot or whatever. But I guess like again, yeah, it's kind of gimmicky.
It's a complete gimmick. I won't even lie.
It's somewhat like momentum melees or whatever. Where like if you're spending your whole time trying to do that,
you're not
kind of throwing the game for your team.
Kind of throwing the game for your team. But at the same time, if you've played 100+ hours on the game, every now and then you're not worried about if you're throwing the game. You're just trying to have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess like sometimes the question is like, it's fun for you, but is it fun for the other person?
It normally does.
Like
it doesn't feel good for the other person.
It kind of incites like a little bit of like resentment and anger whenever you go through. Like it just gives you a distrust of portals. I don't know.
It does give you a distrust of portals.
That's one of the things like I feel about the power weapons or like the original Splitgate and the 4v4 maps is like it never really feels good to always be outgunned if you don't control some of the weapon spawns or whatever, right? It doesn't feel good to only have a carbine and a pistol and they've got an SMG, a BR, all this other sort of stuff. And it's not just one person on the team, it's every single person on the other team. So like that's what...
One sec. Antagonist, this is Kowzz here. He is one of the top Splitgate streamers and also a takedown enthusiast.
Love takedown.
Takedown's awesome.
Yeah. Did it say guns are buffed or nerfed for the beta, or is it the same as the playtest? It would be the same as this latest playtest that was on Sunday, I believe. But again, I don't know. I'm not like 100% certain, but it kind of seemed like the kill speeds were slow just a tad.
Yep.
But I'm not.
I didn't get the best test with it. Like you could still one shot with the Meridian shotgun, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you could if you headshot. Really close range headshot.
Okay. Yeah, so that's not bad.
And then but yeah, the one hit melee kill is a metal. I mean, I think it's a momentum or something. Mm-hmm. Or like I don't know, like
they even have a medal for portal kills in Splitgate 2. It's called Banana Split.
Yeah.
So
I think that.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
you're fine.
Oh yeah, and the laser trip. Okay, so. Do you have anything else you'd like to share or add to the discussion? I think we're kind of winding down here. I don't see too many more questions coming through.
I think He's asking. They're 1v1ing.
Okay.
He's asking if he's running the match. I would say it's up to us. I would say to provide the feedback and opinions to them and like, test it out and really play it to really get the game that we're wanting, if that makes sense. Yeah, because like, and especially with this beta, like before they launch, they're gonna be testing out different modes, different like things. Like, and again, like this isn't like
already too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely. But like, this isn't like a like Marvel Rivals beta or like whatever where it's pretty much it's released. No. They're still really testing stuff out. Like they want to.
I think
yeah.
You said before there's not even going to be ranked in beta on your stream.
I believe that ranked will not be in beta. I could be wrong, but again, I think it's because they don't really know exactly what they want ranked to be.
No, and that's
they don't know
what I was
mode,
thinking too.
What size.
They want
all that sort of stuff because like
us, the community.
They want player feedback.
Yeah, they want us to test it. They want us to tell them, hey, this is what we like. This is what feels good, and then they'll cater to that. And that's why, if you are a fan of Splitgate, playing in the beta and giving your feedback is of the utmost importance. They will listen to you. They will make changes based on the feedback you give. I remember after the last alpha, I was so excited for Splitgate 2 to launch already, but I also knew they were in the mode to get feedback and change, so go on to their Discord. Leave your feedback. They read that stuff. They're constantly reading those forums.
And that's a good thought, Flea. I think that they probably will have something like that. Like it'll be like a more like the competitive, like be one, like, because there's the different playlists, but it could be like a competitive playlist that just focuses more on that.
I also know
like, sort of
the community is going to be doing that in customs a lot too. So you're
joining like Super Pugs or something probably is
joining God Pugs, and even I know in the Architects, like we have a couple competitive map builders who are wanting to explore what the competitive scene will look like for Splitgate 2. So there's going to be a lot of testing going on within the first month or so of the beta. If it is only a month or longer, we don't know. But I just know that it's a lot of testing. A lot of testing. There's going to be a lot of changes.
And a lot of stuff coming out. Like, again, like, just so much. So much, like, content and everything that is kind of...
I've been blown away with all of the content they've already announced. And I know that there's still more that they haven't announced, because every time I'm talking to a dev or I'm talking to someone who knows more, they just keep saying, well, there's definitely more coming. It's like, well, tell me already. I want to know. We're only 9 days away. Okay.
But I mean, I was saying that about ranked. I'm trying to think if there's like anything else that kind of stuck out to me that I've learned that is maybe not like super common knowledge. I mean, your progression does stay, so that's good. So like you grinding up your different factions or whatever and all that, like not gonna have to do that again.
Yep, that's nice to know.
Bug gun.
It's coordinated.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, the bug gun skin? Is that what he's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, dude, that skin looked really cool. I'm kind of.
They added kind of like a mini charge rifle, right? Or that's like one of the power weapons. I think.
It's a carbine. Or it's like. It's basically a railgun, but not as strong.
Like a rapid sniper.
No, nothing from Splitgate 1 will transfer over into Splitgate 2. It is a completely separate game.
Yeah. Like, none of your titles or anything like that, which...
Are they going to give
two-shot...
OG players like some sort of title just for having played Splitgate 1?
again, I think that's one of those things that like they might not even know if there's a way to like quantify some of like the
No
data
mischief.
through the database to like,
We still don't know
you
what the
know,
PP gun is. Do you know what the PP gun is?
power pistol.
Power pistol?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't believe so. Like, if anything, it might like I don't know.
No, no.
Again, I feel like some like yeah, like maybe like some titles or whatever, or just
Yep.
like some sort of like achievement level. It's like, okay, if you know, had this many matches played or had this
Yep.
many hours or whatever else. That like I think that that's pretty basic stuff. Like it could at least be um like because I don't know if you remember or like some of the titles like Legacy Streaker
Yep.
or like Beta Season whatever
Yep.
like yeah, you wouldn't have to have like
I mean, there's probably
those
something
specific titles, but it could be like
they could
I
do
don't know.
some system through Discord like they do with a lot of their rewards, where you have to sign up to get the reward, and if you meet the requirement, you can then get the drop. I don't know. I feel like there has to be an easy way for them to be able to reward old players who are still coming and playing. You know, and it doesn't even
Yeah.
have to be anything fancy. You know, it's just something like here's a participation trophy, and that's it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm split on that
You
because
split.
at the same time, it's like if it's just like such like a little thing, then
You're like,
like does it really?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, like are you ever going to like use that title or whatever else whenever there's other ones or more interesting ones that might be coming out or
That's fair.
like
That's
I mean
fair.
I definitely understand like skins and stuff not transferring because the models are nowhere near the
No,
same.
and nowhere near the same.
Yeah, but like oh, actually, I do remember something because I was looking around the stuff that there are going to be player cards. There are going to
Okay.
be spots for medals, like 3
Okay.
medals, I think, that
So
you can
like
put
you
there,
can show off
and you'll
your
have
medals
yeah, like your portal kills
like
or kind
Apex
of
and
like
stuff.
well, kind of like the badges that we have right now, right? Like you have like
Okay.
your 2 badges on the bottom right, whatever. But I think it
Okay.
was like it was that, and you have like your title.
Okay.
Again, these are things that I'm subject to change, obviously. But what I'm remembering whenever I was looking at
No, I
stuff in
think
the
I
game,
remember and they have the portal skins too. That's making a
portal skins
comeback as well. So
will be in there.
that's cool to see.
Portal styles, yeah. And
Yep.
then there's oh, I mean that they know that like the progression system and everything is like important.
Yeah.
I would say for people,
Uh,
but
like having those kind of old school achievements where when you grinded for so long, you then got this cool skin for completing that
mhm.
achievement. That's always something I feel like games need to have, especially in an arena
Mhm.
shooter. It just keeps you interested in playing.
Oh yeah, I mean like heck, I love my my champion carbine and pistol and
Yep.
AR.
Exactly. Just like
But
having those small things to give you something to grind for always helps.
mhm,
Hell yeah. Um.
yeah, I mean, there's just like so many things they could do.
So many.
They could
Yeah.
even do like a border frame for it or whatever.
Ooh, a
Like,
border frame. Yeah.
or maybe like you could have like a special color for some of like your titles based on if you like were like a legacy player.
Okay. I'm
If that makes
I'm
sense.
I'm
Like I don't know. I mean,
liking where
this
you're going with it. Yeah.
I think they're gonna like with
Continue with
like getting drops
drops.
like the like Splitgate drop balls or like Twitch drops.
I think the drop balls, like the Splitgate, yeah.
See,
I don't think
yeah,
so.
I
I
don't
think they're
know.
moving away
I don't
from
know.
that. Um,
The loot boxes.
yeah. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that still, because I do know they want to still reward us for just playing. I just don't think they're gonna do the loot boxes like they did in Splitgate 1. That was just, I don't think that was the best business model for them either. You know, it was too easy to.
Well, I mean, you couldn't buy them.
No, you couldn't buy them. That you could just get them for free, and then with that, you're able to get all the stuff that you could buy.
Not all the stuff. There was some stuff that was not in loot boxes.
Okay.
Actually, a good amount of stuff that's like not like the gel skins and.
Okay, I thought you could.
There's a lot everything. Of. I exhausted the loot pool.
Bishko,
back in the day.
If you missed before, we do not think there will be ranked in the beta just because we think they are going to be testing out a lot of the game modes and just the weapons and all that to see what ranked is going to look like come launch. So, sadly, no.
I think we might be seeing like some interesting events, like limited time events or whatever that might be happening. I don't really know.
Almost like a limited time ranked mode to allow people to grind at least for like, let's say like a week.
Yeah, I mean maybe there might be like some different versions of Hunt to Devs or all that. I mean, but I don't know. This is just me theorizing at this point.
Yeah,
I have nothing confirmed or whatever else.
To be fair, a lot of what we talk about is theories.
Yeah, like yeah. Again, I'm quite sure that ranked's not going to be there because it's just they want to get it right this time, and that's the thing. Yeah. Well, the feedback that they got from the fours, or like from Takedown 4s, was like they weren't expecting how positively it was received.
I felt like the casual players were the ones who really liked 4s.
Yeah, the 4s Takedown. Yeah, because I mean it was less punishing, less snowbally.
I disagreed. I felt like it was more punishing because I felt like once you became down by 2, it was a lot harder to then make that comeback because they had the overwhelming numbers at that point. I was also going up against people like Warp Sonic though in Takedown, so it was definitely.
I feel like I think I went up against you and Phoenix and like one of the earlier ones.
Yes, you did.
Or whatever. I don't remember.
You destroyed us. I was like, Kowzz.
No, I think. Oh, that was the game where it was like me, Ben, Spaghetti, and
I think it was before.
Syllabus. Oh,
it was before because you're with TikTok something. I forgot their name. It was on. It was on Eden. I just remembered because as soon as the game started, you grabbed the rocket launcher and I died like twice or 3 times, bro. How did...
Yeah, it was domination. Yeah,
that's
right.
You just came in with the rocket launcher, killed me, bro. Next time I see you, you still had the rocket launcher, killed me. Saw you again, you still had it, bro.
I never rocket dump. I used a single shot.
How do you How do you use a single shot when you first get it?
ADS.
ADS so you have to ADS to get the single shot. Okay, because I was really confused on that because I would just rocket dump and I'm like, now I don't got any shots.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Monument. So, and the unfortunate thing is, there was actually a good amount of devs who didn't have 1047 in their name, and like people just I think that
I think they are fixing the whole leaving game thing because there's been a lot of feedback on that.
Well, no, they also said to not do that because it does hurt your like matchmaking stat. Like I don't know. I remember talking to one of the people that like did like they're saying like it's not like fully implemented, but it's being recorded. So like
you're less likely to get into the lobbies you need to get into to actually get the devs.
Yeah.
It's because I was playing with Phoenix during that and we literally just played game after game. and you found the
Yeah.
devs. Like, they would be in your lobbies. Like, you just had to play.
Yep. Yeah, I think because I've played as much as I have, or whatever, because again, the first match that I got on, I had Akuvo, Endo, and Bin on my team.
To be fair, those are some high MMR players there.
Yeah, I will know. What happened was like I went to type. I was like, "Sup, gamers?" Wouldn't let me type it. I was like, "Okay, well, interesting." And then I tried to like get out of it or enter it or whatever, and no. So I had to end up quitting the game to get back in. But they still won even without me, and I was just like, "Well, all right, I contribute."
I contributed.
But yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
definitely.
just excited for
Yeah.
Splitgate 2. It's just there's so much coming. Part of why I've been constantly talking about it and making videos on it. I've just been so excited, and I'm like, someone's got to. Might as well be me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah, proximity.
Prox chat. Do we know?
I believe I read somewhere that it's something that they are
working on, maybe, because
like
I know in the
going
technical
to be implementing
test,
in some form.
a lot of the voice channels and text channels weren't working perfect, but they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping they get that all sorted out for the beta, because
like
there's nothing better than
prox
being able
chat
to talk.
/ all chat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems that they're but well, yeah, the chat. And well, Toby was/is a pro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Toby
or one of the
is, or at
Toby
least
Repellent. Yeah,
close to pro.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was on one of the pro teams. Like
Peggy or Pagel, I always forget their name. They're not pro, but they basically should be pro. There's a lot of people in Splitgate. I feel like that, where they just play so much and become so good, but then they never take the time to actually play in God Pugs and go pro.
It's just so different.
Yeah.
Well, that's like what I mean, like, especially fours and playing like with / against like the people that are like at that like echelon.
It's again, different.
Yeah, whenever I had a team of together people that are like, pretty good. Like, we were like top 50 takedown, whatever.
Yep.
And we went up against K Jules, Luck, Maddie, and Akuvo on stadium domination.
Oof.
And they 700-0'd us. Yeah. We did not capture a single point.
No, and that's honestly, it's the kind of dedication it really takes to play at that level is why I never pursued competitive play. I got into map making really fast just because it was more enjoyable. I don't have to grind 40 hours a week just to get my mechanics and my map level knowledge to a point where I can even compete. And that's not even a guarantee that you're going to be one of the best. That's just to compete. So competitive players are built different. They definitely have just something in their brain that
different mindset.
Wired. Yep.
Yeah.
With that though, I think if you're okay, I was gonna go ahead and end the stream. See who's streaming. If we can maybe do a raid. But I honestly had a lot of fun talking with you, Kowzz. I thank you so much for coming onto the channel and speaking,
Thank you for having me. I mean, I always love talking about Splitgate and giving it a little bit of hype and yeah.
Okay, who do we have? Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to who's I actually don't know any people that are
you don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I see we got my boy Bam. He's streaming Marvel Rivals though. Bam, if you were on Splitgate.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go to this man playing some custom games because we're all about customs here.
all right. Well, I need to
You're gonna
go ahead, eat dinner, all
Yeah,
that sort
man.
of stuff.
No problem,
But
man.
yeah,
You have a great night, and I look forward to playing against you in Splitgate too. I always enjoy seeing you in my lobbies, even though I know it's going to be a bad game for me. But I honestly I don't mind it. I still have fun. I get my couple kills and I go home.
and sometimes that's the way it be.
Yep, that's just the way it be,
Yeah.
man. Hell yeah. I gotta finish my raid, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're raided. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh.